Wait, NLE Choppa really thought he could dance his way into a beef with YoungBoy. Bro. The moment YoungBoy dropped one song, the entire rap game said, yeah, it's over for Choppa. You have to hear what happened next, because this beef just took a turn nobody expected. Yo NLE bro, the breakdancing and belly rolling days are over. If you're planning to throw shots at Kentrall to see in YoungBoy, then you need to come correct. Everyone can see YoungBoy isn't bothering anybody. He's out in LA minding his business, staying in his own lane. But instead of doing the same, Choppa decided, you know what, I'm gonna go after him? After YoungBoy dropped his new track BossManeDlow, the rap world immediately reacted. Some rappers even said this song officially ended his beef with Choppa. One artist tweeted, so this the end of that beef? Stop mentioning dude's name. Even DJ Academics chimed in, saying if Choppa wants to be taken seriously while dissing YoungBoy, he needs to drop something huge and anthem. So Choppa, if you're coming at YoungBoy, you can't do it with dance moves. You need something powerful, something that hits like tanks rolling in. And YoungBoy himself noticed the situation. He tweeted on, later deleted, let the numbers speak for themselves. Don't say my name again. He clearly didn't want to give Choppa extra attention, and the numbers proved his point. In just 2 days, Choppa's diss track Hello Revenge hit 550,000 views. But YoungBoy's new song passed 1.1 million views in just 24 hours, increasing by about 50,000 views every hour with YoungBoy's momentum sky high. Academics reacted again, saying YoungBoy is the only rapper who can sell out arenas, make $70 million, and still be ready to handle street problems. This man just finished a $75 million tour. He said, most rappers either live the street life or perform in arenas, not both. YoungBoy is the only one who can crash out today and sell out a stadium tomorrow. According to academics, that's exactly why YoungBoy isn't scared to respond to Choppa. And a lot of it comes from Choppa's lyrics in Hello Revenge, where he raps, pop up, pop out, guys can't turn me down. Boy, I'm your daddy now. Round for round, we can put the firearms down. Uppercut, stomach tuck, man down. Other rappers quickly started calling out Choppa, urging him to chill before things spiral into something he can't control. To them, it's obvious that Choppa is creating smoke that doesn't need to exist. They pointed out that YoungBoy isn't even acknowledging the situation, he's not taking shots. He's not hinting at drama, he's not responding in interviews. He's just focused, staying locked into his own lane, making music, handling business, and protecting his peace. They said, if anything, that should be the example Choppa follows. Instead of trying to manufacture tension, he should be matching YoungBoy's discipline. Some rappers even questioned what Choppa's real intention is. They said it looks less like defending himself and more like a desperate attempt to stay relevant. YoungBoy is one of the most influential artists of this generation, and whenever his name is involved, the internet pays attention, so they feel like Choppa is intentionally attaching himself to someone bigger so he can ride the wave. The problem is, that kind of strategy always backfires. You can't build longevity by trying to start conflict with a person who genuinely doesn't care. Others warned that YoungBoy's world is different. They reminded Choppa that YoungBoy's fanbase is intense and deeply loyal. Once they feel like someone is coming for him, they move aggressively, and that's what has already been happening. Fans online have been flooding Choppa's comments, dissecting every lyric he posts, and calling him out for things he said years ago. The more Choppa pushes, the more brutal the internet becomes, and rappers believe he's not ready for the pressure that comes with poking at YoungBoy. Some of the older artists gave more grounded advice. Focus on music, not chaos. They said Choppa came in the industry young, full of potential, and with a strong image, but every time he steps into pointless beef, he risks distracting from his growth. They believe this era in hip-hop is already dangerous. Too many situations have escalated beyond music. Too many careers have been ruined for less. So starting unnecessary conflict is the last thing he should be doing. At the end of the day, most rappers agree on one thing: YoungBoy isn't the problem here. Choppa is fighting a battle he created himself, and if he doesn't stop, the situation could turn into something real, something nobody wants to see. Even Freddie Gibbs jumped in, saying he laughed for 20 minutes straight after watching Choppa's music video. But everything really shifted when YoungBoy responded. His team posted an old clip from last year, Choppa admitting YoungBoy is better than him. Choppa literally said, respectfully, the only person really ahead in this space is YoungBoy. YoungBoy then began retweeting people telling Choppa to quit, including a clip of Charleston White going off on him. Charleston said Choppa isn't even allowed to speak on YoungBoy because of the way he used to dance. joking that once you walk like a runway model in front of the whole world, you can't come back to the street side and start barking. Charleston White kept going, saying, "Nah, go back over there and finish what you were doing. Keep being that guy." The funny part is that just a week earlier, Charleston was saying the complete opposite. He was calling out YoungBoy's music, saying it was harmful to the youth, the same argument Choppa is using. Charleston said YoungBoy's fans aren't focused on money, they're dangerous, and they'll break into your house and take everything you own. He claimed YoungBoy sounds angry all the time, like he wants to hurt his family, and that he doesn't want to hear that type of music. According to him, those kids need help, maybe even mental treatment, because they feed off the pain in YoungBoy's music. And even though some people agree with Choppa's point, they still don't respect him because of how this whole situation started. It all began with the lyrics Choppa used in his YoungBoy diss track. He rapped, "You're bad for the youth. Nothing positive you do. You're the reason guys go after girls thinking it's cute. You send dudes to do what you wouldn't even do. A role model. You'll never fit the shoe. Just a guy with emotions. Your aura gives me the ick. Guys like you make me sick." This pushed DJ Academics to jump in again, saying Choppa is trying to come off like extentation deep, spiritual, wise, but it doesn't work because Choppa isn't on that same level. Ake said some people might call Choppa woke, some might call him fake, but overall, he's trying to look more enlightened than he really is, hoping to capture the same energy X used to have. Then YoungBoy's mother stepped in and called Choppa out too. She said he acts like he's above everyone else, but he's not. She called him jealous, bringing up the video where he danced like a ballerina while putting another man on his knees to call YoungBoy evil. She mocked his appearance and said if he knew better, he'd behave better, but she couldn't say everything she wanted because of Instagram rules. In her eyes, Choppa is simply bitter about YoungBoy's successes, especially since YoungBoy just finished a massive tour that made huge money and sold out stadiums across the country. Even the police were relieved it ended because it created major security concerns. There was so much worry that before one of YoungBoy's New Orleans concerts even happened, Louisiana officials contacted the stadium district, the group that oversees the Superdome and the Smoothie King Center, to warn them. They said YoungBoy's concert posed real risks and could lead to unpredictable consequences. ASM Global didn't seem worried at first. Their response was basically, "We'll hire security inside. Everything will be fine." But NOPD quickly pushed back, saying, "You're not understanding. These concerts don't create possible problems, they create expected problems. It's not if something happens, it's when. We're concerned we'll have to activate officers all across downtown just to protect people." But to really understand why Choppa is dissing YoungBoy now, you have to look back at their history. In 2019, Choppa was one of YoungBoy's biggest supporters. When YoungBoy got arrested that year, Choppa even released a track called Free YoungBoy. He defended him publicly and loudly, until King Von passed away. When YoungBoy dissed King Von after his death on Bring the Hook, that's when Choppa stopped supporting him. The entire rap world reacted. DJ Academics tweeted, "YoungBoy on Demon Time and he dropping another whole tape." O-Block rapper Lil Reese responded, "That ain't Demon Time, he just rapping like the rest of these rappers." And Choppa replied to Reese, saying, "I stamped that," making his loyalty clear. YoungBoy took no stand, he didn't like it. YoungBoy fired back on his song, "Know Like I Know," rapping, "I bet your mama be destroyed when we send you to God for making statements, choosing sides about my beef. You could say I was your favorite." After that, Choppa quietly changed the title of his old tribute song Free YoungBoy to simply YoungBoy, showing he no longer stood beside him. But Choppa didn't stop there. He went on a full media tour talking about the situation. He told interviewers that YoungBoy is a stand-up dude, that the beef got blown up online, and that he was only trying to speak honestly. He even went on DJ Vlad's platform and said the whole situation wasn't serious to him, it was entertainment, nothing more. Finally, on The Breakfast Club, Choppa said YoungBoy needs to be more careful because so many kids look up to him. He claimed YoungBoy should set a better example and focus on staying out of trouble. It was clear Choppa was bothered by being on bad terms with YoungBoy and he wanted people to know his side. Meanwhile, YoungBoy didn't respond with interviews. He focused on his music, and he was doing so well that law enforcement had to take extra precautions at his shows. Reports said 400 officers would be deployed nightly for his New Orleans concerts, with drones and armored vehicles on standby. This was partly because of what YoungBoy started doing during his performances. One viral tweet said, YoungBoy performed the greatest diss track in front of a sold-out crowd in Atlanta. This is history. Fans were shocked because he waited until his Atlanta show to perform the diss track about King Von, who lost his life in Atlanta. Academics reacted by saying, "Oh man, YoungBoy, king of rap, we just have to admit it today." Academics kept going, saying, "King of rap, that's the new narrative I'm pushing. These rappers are going to have to bow at his feet." He made it clear he wasn't comparing YoungBoy to Kendrick or Drake. He said they're on a different tier entirely, but beneath that level, according to him, YoungBoy is sitting on the throne right now. He doubled down, repeating, "I'm sorry to tell y'all. The walk-down performance I witnessed in Atlanta tonight, just give him the crown. YoungBoy is the king of rap for now. At least, maybe it won't last forever, but these last 4 or 5 months, he's been on top." Fans online echoed that energy. One wrote, "YoungBoy dissed for PF, and half of Atlanta in their own city. Bro is a menace." But even with all that hype, not everyone was supporting him. A Chicago OG responded by siding with Lil Durk instead, clowning YoungBoy and saying, "I'm from Chicago. Boy," refusing to show him any love. YoungBoy eventually reacted to the chaos. He posted a message on Instagram claiming washed-up rappers keep reaching out to him because they need his name to boost their careers. He wrote a rant saying, "They need someone like me to stay relevant. Their views go up 'cause of me. I'll help y'all out, but you hate NBA so much. Go get him some views too." Then the real reason behind Choppa's diss became clear. He wanted to show the industry he's on Durk's side, not YoungBoy's. People online had been calling Choppa out for switching sides depending on who's winning at the moment. A tweet from Zay Osama explained it perfectly. He said the industry flipping on Durk for YoungBoy shouldn't surprise anyone. The game is built on clout and benefits. Nobody sticks around when you're at your lowest. If an artist can't get money, fame, features or attention from you, they move on. He said most rappers weren't raised with Durk and aren't truly loyal. They're not obligated to choose his enemies as their enemies. A lot of them just stay neutral because it benefits them more. But he gave respect to those who did stick with Durk, his real family and true friends. That's why Choppa wanted to make a public statement to prove he hasn't switched sides, even while Durk is locked up. But the situation isn't looking good for Durk's side, especially after something surprising happened at one of YoungBoy's shows in Atlanta. Judges and city officials were brought out and welcomed on stage, showing just how much support YoungBoy has within the city right now. Academics said Atlanta was in shambles after YoungBoy was honored with the key to the city. On stage with him were County Commissioner Mark Harrington and a probate judge, someone who has literally sent multiple Atlanta rappers to jail. AK joked, "Bro, the judge who locks up half the rappers in the city is on stage, clapping for an out-of-town rapper who's done 10 times worse than the people he sentences. If you're a rapper who ever stood in front of that judge, you got to feel sick watching this." For many people, this moment confirmed what they already believed. YoungBoy is standing alone at the top now. Almost every major group in the city has been indicted or targeted by federal investigations. Yet YoungBoy keeps getting praised publicly, almost like he has the system behind him instead of against him. Academics said the energy has completely shifted. Rappers who distanced themselves from YoungBoy before are suddenly trying to reconnect because he's clearly the hottest name in rap right now. He described being backstage talking with YoungBoy and hearing about all the artists who have been hitting him up again. YoungBoy even asked him, "What do you think? Should I forgive some of them?" It was clear he was conflicted. These same rappers ignored him or stayed silent when he was down bad. But now that he's up again, everyone wants to be friends. AK told him the only advice he could: go with whatever your heart feels. You're the one who lived it. You knew who was there when nobody else was.